So we've been playing a fair bit of Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition in the Upload offices, and I'm actually here today with Upload producer Super Happy Gogo, who's been playing this during his lunch breaks, and guest presenter Optical Matrix, who's going to do a speed run through the hardest part of the game, so stick around for that. But first up, Guacamelee is a Metroidvania style platformer with a heavy emphasis on combos and obviously Mexican wrestling. And you play as Juan, this Mexican wrestler, on a quest to rescue El Presidente's daughter. But there's a fair bit of depth to it, and there's quite a bit of things you can unlock as well. So Simon, you've been playing a fair bit of this, and tell us a bit about some of the unlockable moves.
Well, that's right. I mean, I think this is one of the first wrestling moves you unlock, and the game does a really good job of kind of drip feeding this to you and sort of telegraphing, communicating to you how to get through the environment. So we've just unlocked our rooster uppercuts, and then you can bash your red blocks.
Kind of like Shoryuken.
Yeah, and then of course you get more and more of these, and you can chain them all together.
And you can get places you never got to before, right?
That's right. And this is a really good example of an arena. So using all your combos, and a top tip here: if you get outnumbered, you can see that when the Y prompt appears, you can do a throw move, so you can grab one of the enemies, and then once you grab them and perform that animation, you're completely immune to damage. So it's a really good strategy for getting out of a bit of a
that's a really good strategy. And this isn't all just about fighting as well. I mean, this is actually one of the early puzzles you have to solve. It's not too difficult, but you actually have to jump in these portals between the living and the dead world, and you can use that to kind of get through obstacles you couldn't previously. And obviously, then we get there to get to one of the collectibles. Now, this is also, again, in the first temple. This is one of the first bosses you'll encounter. It's not too difficult, but there are a couple of tricky bits. I mean,
that was a good one. You have to use your head button. Now you've got to use your portal there, and this is a really tricky bit because you have to wait.
Yeah, I didn't like this.
To smash down.
Where to go?
And you've got your skeletons trying to attack you, and you've literally got half a second to jump in front of him.
I think I just about make it.
Yeah, that was a good escape.
That was a good escape. And we're actually going to switch over at this point to a bit later on in the game. This is actually the hardest part in the game, and this, you really need to use everything you've learned. And this is where Optical Matrix is going to take over. He's done kind of a sort of a speed run with this one. It's taking you just over about 2 minutes, I think, 2 minutes 20, something like that.
Yeah, just over 2 minutes. I mean, this part of the game involves you utilising pretty much everything you've learned, and there's especially prolific use of a mechanic that you unlock from one of the bosses, where the whole switching between the living and the dead world, you can actually do it on the fly, pressing the right trigger button.
You don't need portals anymore. You
don't need portals anymore.
Right.
But that also involves almost impeccable timing. It's really, really difficult. Along with that, you have to use all of the other skills you've learned.
So what are some of these moves you're using here? Because some of these I haven't. I mean, I'm quite early in the game, but some of them I haven't seen. So what you're running up walls using?
Well, yeah, you run up the walls using this move called Goat Climb, where you just propel yourself up a wall. And
then obviously we've seen the rooster uppercut. What about the one when you go sideways, the blue one?
That's called the Goat Fly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's called the Goat Fly, and you have to use a combination of both.
You messed it up there. you definitely could have done a faster run that one.
No, definitely. But you use, I would say, a combination of mostly the Goat Fly and the Goat Run. And
I've got that one. That's just being able to hang on the wall is goat. That's just Goat Hang. That's also something you have to unlock quite early in the game.
Absolutely. And you have double jump as well, which actually comes in handy quite a lot in this.
And the living dead thing actually reminds me also of like Ikaruga, the whole sort of like black and white thing. And this part, I mean, sorry, I'm making all these comparisons, but this looks like Super Meat Boy to me. I mean, this looks really difficult. I mean, I don't know how you did this one.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably use the Goat Fly to get through this if you want.
If you were doing a speed run.
Yeah, if you were doing like a hardcore speed run, do it in like 2 seconds flat, you could definitely do it. But I decided to use the double jump because a combination of that and the Goat Hang, you can be a bit more precise.
Okay,
just make sure you don't actually die, and that's.
Yeah, because if you lose this, I say if you drop on this, you have to start
start from the beginning.
Yeah, and there you have it. That's the top. So nicely done. Thanks to Optical Matrix and Super Happy Gogo for joining us. If you guys think you can submit a faster time, then make sure you record your clip and send it our way, and we'll definitely feature those ones. But otherwise, don't forget to pick this game up. It's free currently with Games for Gold. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.